If you're listening to this podcast, it means you're an action taker. You want to get up and get moving, encouraging yourself to achieve more. Though you may feel like something is weighing you down. Your lifestyle isn't what you expect it to be, and your health is blocking you from success. That's what's brought you here today, to learn this valuable information. To elevate your life to a whole new level, you need guidance from someone who has experienced what you're going through. That's why I'm offering a complimentary discovery call to talk about the possibility of working together to help you manifest the lifestyle you desire. You can go to lisajanehussey.com/contact and book in your free session. You can talk to someone who has helped others just like yourself to work with your challenge and get you closer to where you want to be. Welcome to Yummy Mummy Podcast, a health and well-being show inspiring you to bring out your best self and live a delicious life. Hello, it's Lisa Jane here, your host and holistic lifestyle mentor. Today I'm going to talk about the procrastinator and how to meet deadlines without panic. When I was 11 years old, I was in grade 6 and I lived behind a milk bar. Well, I lived behind a milk bar when I was 8, but my parents owned the milk bar. This time, we're living behind someone else's milk bar. Next door to the milk bar, my parents owned the pizza shop. This time, between the pizza shop and the milk bar, there was a laneway, and so we were a little bit distant from my parents when they were working. There was a sliding gate on the side of the backyard of the pizza shop that led to the front of the milk bar house. But still, we were given such independence, my sister and I, who's only 3 years younger than me. We stayed on our own. We were fearless. We had no qualms. The only qualms we had was the times that we didn't get along, and those are the times that we learnt how to be resilient and stand up for ourselves. We were never afraid. And even though at one time someone did break into the milk bar, we had security. The security of lots and lots of boxes filled with soda bottles against the back door of the milk bar that was leading into the house. And there were so many that even if the robber was going to break in, they would have found it very challenging to get through all those boxes. Those boxes were ceiling high, and I have to thank my dad for creating that amazing security. After school, I always found myself playing. My friends would come along on their bikes and they'd be in the laneway waiting for us, my sister and I, to come out on our push bikes, and we would travel everywhere. We would go from suburb to suburb, and my parents probably didn't even have a clue how far we were going. That's how much trust they had in us. And I definitely know my mum was feeling guilt and fear and worry. However, she had a business to run to provide for us. So that's what kept her mind occupied. After school, I had homework to do. But as a kid, who wants to do homework? You just want to play. So I used to leave my homework right to the last minute. Even though at school we had time to complete our tasks, do our research. However, my teacher used to catch me out daydreaming and I didn't really get much done. So the night before homework was due, I would start to panic and I would start to think about all these excuses to make so that I could take the day off and do my homework, complete that project. And in the morning, I would actually make myself sick. I'd have a itchy throat or a tickle in my nose. Sometimes I'd be so anxious I couldn't eat and I'd dry reach. At this point, my mum thought, yep, I'm definitely sick. I need to go to the doctors. Thing is, my mum didn't know I had homework due that day. So she couldn't work out that I was actually stressed. Off to the doctors we went, my mum and I, while my sister was at school, and the doctor would confirm that I just needed some time off to rest. There was actually nothing really going on that he needed to heal. Yet again, he didn't know that I was only stressed that homework was due. As soon as we get back home, my mum had to go back to work and prepare for all the ingredients that were going to go on top of the pizzas, and I was left alone. This was amazing. I created this space for me to finish my project, and off I went. I was so productive. I even had time to decorate and create this beautiful looking project. And so the next day at school, I handed my assignment in with big smiles, and my teacher, I think she knew what was going on. However, I felt really confident and sure that I did a good thing. When I got my result, I was pretty impressed with the grade that I had, and it got me doing it more and more over and again. Though at the PT interviews, my parents are always told by my teachers, Lisa has potential. If she just puts her mind to it, if she stops daydreaming, she'll actually get a lot more done and she'll do a lot more better. Okay, sure, my parents thought, let's have a talk with Lisa. And so I gave it a shot. Sure thing. After school, I do a bit more research, spend a bit more time creating this project, spend less time playing with my friends. And on the day homework was due, I was at school, handed my project in. Yet when I got the result back, it was exactly the same. I hadn't got a higher mark. The comments seemed a bit blah or quite bland. That's the feeling I got. And so I did what any kid would do. I went back to leaving my homework to the last minute. Hey, I wasn't going to give up my playtime after school to do homework. As an adult, when I shared this story, it was labeled procrastination. Oh no, that F word. That's what I put procrastination under. It is an F word. It's a naughty word. Don't go there. I'm not procrastinating. Oh my goodness, I am procrastinating. But today, we're going to look at it with a different mindset. Let's identify this as a blockage. Let's look at the procrastinator. I'd like you to pause this podcast and take a moment and reflect and think about a time where you were procrastinating, maybe as a child, in your teens, in your 20s, or even presently. Get your notebook out and write in there what's going on for you when you procrastinate. Or if you're going for a walk and you only have your phone on you, open up the note app on your phone and type it in there. Or even better, go to the voice message section and create a little memo. That way you can refer back to it and hear your story. So go ahead, pause now and reflect. The Procrastination System by Tim Urban. Oh, this was amazing. I saw this, it was a TED Talk, and it woke me up to really comprehending how I behave when I procrastinate. And so today I want to share this knowledge with you and help you learn to understand how you procrastinate, why you procrastinate, and also how to work with it, work through it, and succeed without panicking. So we've got to look at the character, the procrastinator. And also remember, the procrastinator is not alone. There's an opposite character, which is the productive. So first of all, the procrastinator, as I like to call it, the monkey, the cheeky monkey in us, always wants to do the easy tasks and have fun. And then there's the productive, who is the rational decision maker. So when we have a task to do, the monkey comes into play and thinks, you know what, we've got heaps of time. It's not due till next week, next month, next year. Let's just chill for now. Let's do easy tasks first. Or do the hard stuff later. Let's just play a little. Let's have some fun. And so what happens is, as the time's ticking and you're getting closer and closer to your deadline, the panicker comes into play. And it has to come into play because it's got to wake up the productive. So the panic button goes off and anxiety increases to a maximum. You start to shake up, and wake up the productive. And guess what happens? Well, as you know it, that cheeky monkey runs away and climbs up the tree, nowhere to be seen. And then who takes over? The productive. This is why the job gets done. The productive goes into overdrive and stays up late. You may now think, but hold on a second, Lisa. I'm a night owl. I do my best work at night. The thing is, it's only because the demand pressures you, the productive character, to come out and take over to save the day. See, it's the panicker that needs the credit. The panicker's the one that has shaken up the monkey to run away to get the productive working. So, looking at this procrastination system, it's actually pretty cool, isn't it? Though, long-term resistance will create health concerns. And if you haven't got a deadline, for example, with relationships, the panicker won't come out to warn the productive. So you'll continually feel that anxiety and it will just come and go, and it can affect your emotions, affect your hormones. And when it comes to traditional Chinese medicine, it affects your yin and yang. I'm here today to talk about living with anxiety, feeling into the stress, finding a way to be okay. First of all, let's work with the procrastinator, the cheeky monkey. Knowing when to play. Let your cheeky monkey within have a time frame to do easy tasks. Following the 24-hour chi cycle, easy tasks take place after lunch. When you do the easy tasks after lunch, it creates joy and happiness, and your cheeky monkey will feel satisfied and you won't procrastinate. If you skip lunch though, or if you eat while working, or play on your phone while you're having lunch, or decide to do the hard, challenging tasks in the afternoon, what happens here is the monkey in you needs attention and it likes to entertain and not be entertained. So it will start creeping up, making you procrastinate. This then creates erratic manic behavior, anxiety and depression. The panicker starts to build up the emotion to then warn the productive. To prevent the panicker rising up, it's important to take a break for lunch, and then after lunch, get into doing your easy tasks. This is the time frame where the chi is flowing through the small intestine. Allow that beautiful cosmic energy to flow through your organ to balance your yin and yang. Let's not forget, monkeys like to play, and this is during kiddie time. So it's important to clock off from work at a reasonable time. We're going to stick with 5 o'clock because that's a perfect time to clock off from work and clock on to a fun activity. Go and play sports, yoga, tai chi, martial arts, dance. When you do this, it creates emotional resilience, drive, enthusiasm, and willpower. It'll make the monkey really happy. Otherwise, if you don't, what it'll do will create agitation, an irritable feeling. And this is what the panicker starts to build up within itself. Because mental and emotional weakness and dizziness is very familiar to the panicker. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing, when do we be productive? The best time to be productive is 4 hours after you've woken up. The 24-hour chi cycle lifestyle-based program recommends following the flow of chi in the morning by getting up, hydrate, exercise within the first 2 hours, have a calm, nutritious breakfast, and then plan the working day. Once you get to work, you're in spleen time. This is when you go, go, go. Work hard. The productive loves this time frame. It will create efficiency and productivity, and you'll feel supported. Don't wait for inspiration. Don't distract yourself with electronic devices unless you're using them for work, because if you do that, procrastination in you will come up. You'll feel low in spirits, loss of hope and courage, and that feeling of stuckness won't help the productive work. But the monkey will definitely know how to show up and play and entertain you. So going back to little Lisa, it makes sense why she was procrastinating. The monkey in her knew after school was fun time. She clocked off from school and clocked on to kidney time to have fun. Yet the productive in her wasn't being nurtured during school hours. That was the perfect time for her to do her homework, yet she was daydreaming. There's also a time frame for daydreaming. That's during the visionary thinking stage, and that's around the heart organ when the chi flows through between 11 and 1. So little Lisa really needed to be aware once she got to school to go, get all her work done, and then she can daydream later. I'd like you to take a moment and connect with your characters, the procrastinator, or you might want to call it the cheeky monkey in you, the productive, and the panicker. Or you may want to connect with your inner child and let them know they have a time in your day to do what it is that they love to do the most. That the procrastinator can come out and play in the afternoon. The productive has its time frame in the morning to go. And with the panicker, you can let them know there is this beautiful energy called chi that wants to flow through them. Ask them to surrender, to allow that beautiful flow to lift their spirits and give them hope and courage. For a complimentary discovery call to talk about the possibility of working together to help you manifest the lifestyle you desire, you can go to lisajanehussey.com/contact and book in your free session with me. If you feel what I do is important and you would like to hear more, please consider making a donation. paypal.me/Lisa Jane Hussey. Love this episode of Yummy Mummy Podcast? Subscribe, like, and review.